And I was like, okay, I say feed your focus, starve your distractions. That's the stuff.
Hey everyone, this is Reyna Torres, and we are Women Creating Magic. And I run my own studio, and I decided to start this podcast so amazing women can sit down comfortably with a cup of tea or a glass of wine to relax and have an open conversation about their experience as women in the entertainment industry. Today I sat down with Veronica Brown. She's an hilarious comedian, actor, and writer. Our conversation was fun and engaging. Please welcome Veronica Brown. When did you started getting into this whole thing? Because I know you're a comedian, an actress. I saw that you did some lead. Also, you're a writer. So,
I'm trying to.
How did it started?
I've been acting actively since I was 16. So I started in theater and took classes and did the whole nine till I was like, I think in my 20s or something. And then I was like, okay, let me, forget the theater stuff because it was so draining in school. Let me try to be in front of the camera and stuff. And that was just as draining. Yeah, because it's like, it was at a time where it's like, there's no flexible jobs. There was no, bosses that cared about your art and your passion and taking time off.
That's true.
It was very hard. But in the process, I get to, be on sets and, see behind the camera and stuff like that. And I enjoy acting. I love comedic acting is my favorite part, but I have a range to do dramatic stuff. But I start seeing like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to create your own stuff. And then there was this renaissance of people making the content actually being taken more seriously.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, I can do that. So, and of course, it was at a time where I was near graduation. I had no money. I got let go of my school job. I was just like, thank you. I loved it for the last semester. Job I really needed to graduate. Got let go. And I was just like, crap. What am I going to freaking do?
It was a super tough moment.
It was a super tough moment. I used like whatever I had. You called my mom until I get another job because I couldn't get any more unemployment.
Oh, you maxed out.
I maxed out.
Okay.
Like I was just like, okay, I have to work. And so I was like, dang, I don't know what to do. So I, got another job, I finally graduated. Then I'm just like going from gig to gig because nobody was like hiring me. Yeah, I was doing freelance work.
Yeah, that's how it usually starts. You freelance the beginning and you're just like, where is this going?
Yeah. And I didn't like what I was doing. I was like, I don't like graphic. I don't like, digital design. I don't like this.
Yeah.
So, because I actually failed a couple of classes while pursuing my acting. That's how much it took away from school. Because I was so focused on that.
Okay.
And so, how I got into it was basically acting, doing roles. After that rough patch, one of the rough patches, like it was over, I was just like, okay, this is what you want to do, so pursue it. Work your way around that. I'm just like, well, I want the job I went to school for, pay yada yada.
Yeah.
It's like, but you're unhappy and you're still climbing something to a destination you don't even want to go. So I'm just like,
which a lot of us are doing that.
Yeah.
Like, same here.
So like as far as like my starting, I think I started and restarted. So I rerouted. So after I've been acting pretty much, all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I saw stand-up. I've been looking at stand-up for a long time. I was always so scared because it was always such a mystery to me as far as behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And then what got me started was seeing, I believe it was somebody at church took a class and they did something. Now this person, it's funny on stage, but before that, I did not see her tell a joke, let alone be funny or witty or anything.
Okay.
And I'm just like, how does that match with stand-up? I'm just like, well, if she can do it, I can do it. And that's after I've been thinking about it for a decade.
So you were like sitting there watching her and you're just like, wait, like it's like a light bulb?
Yeah, I'm just like, Hefa, you can do this. Like, what are you like? Wait, like if she could do it, you can do it moment. That's really
it was
what
that
it was.
kind of moment, yeah.
Yeah, so it took me looking at somebody else to be like, get your ass up there. Can we curse on here?
So, yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
cool. I was gonna say the word bitch. So, but yeah, I was like, get your fucking ass up there. So I took a 6-week course And we, as a showcase, we had to perform at the Comedy Union, which was a comedy club in LA off of Pico. And that was the scariest thing I've ever experienced. I was just like, I'm about to go on stage.
Well, yeah, because you don't know, you've heard things, and you just don't know how you don't know the audience. Audience is always different.
I don't know the audience. I don't know what it's like to really do it in front of a real audience. That was my first time ever. And people loved it. I was like, oh, you can do this. Okay, great. Now I can,
Were you having sort of like that moment in the end where you're just like, this was so tough, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I was literally like up and down, and in the end I was just like, damn, this was amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what it was. It was definitely that, how you described. And I'm just like, wow, this is like one of those things where it's like, when Will Smith said greatness is on the other side of fear, I was like, oh, that's so true.
It's true. Yeah, because I remember the first time I did my photography, and I was supposed to do this engagement for this couple. It was first time, and I told them, this is my first time doing it. I was really worried. I was up and down. My emotions were everywhere. And then I just like, all right, this is where you're just going to have to kick it in. I was tired as heck in the end, but it was like the most satisfying feeling ever. Like I worked in the medical field a lot for like the past 10 years. And this was like the very first time that I ever felt like happy working for something that I worked, like I was crazy. Like everything I did was crazy. I'm pretty sure that moment that you were there, you were just like, I'm everywhere. It's everywhere. Oh my God. And then in the end, you're like, that was so much fun.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly
right?
like that.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
It's like those mix of emotions.
Yeah.
It's like when I do production, like with stand up, it's definitely this type of relationship.
A roller coaster. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder, like, why the hell am I doing this? But I like it, and I still feel good after. Because honestly, before every show, almost every show, I feel like the whole imposter syndrome starts to kick in. You know, that, are you really funny? Are you,
you're trying to,
on the stage?
You're kind of judging yourself.
Yeah,
on that.
it's like, oh, I know you were faking it till you make it.
Well, it's what they say. We're our worst critic.
Worst critic.
Yeah.
It's the day. It's not the day before. It's It's literally like 2 hours before you. Like, I'm like, dude, shut up. And just gotta quiet that mind. And you get up there, you still get the butter. They never go away. No. You told me they never go away. Before you go on stage, you get the butterflies, you get nervous. And it could be a smaller stage than you've done previously.
Yeah.
Like other comedians who've been on stand up on television and stuff like that still get nervous.
Yeah.
Going to like a smaller stage, someplace that we're both on the lineup. I'm like, you still get nervous, and they've been doing it for 10 plus years.
Yeah, I think that's like, I'm pretty sure one of them will probably mention like the day you don't feel nervous. It's the day that maybe the drive has died or something. So
yeah, someone told me that like that means you care. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, it is because you're putting value to what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to switch my mind where I'm like, okay, it just means you're excited, because nervousness, you have the same adrenaline.
I think nerves and being scared there's like two different ones. There's like truly being scared of something, like if you're trying to get up and go pee and you're like, fuck, I need to turn on the lights, I'm scared. Or the type where it's sort of like you're nervous and scared but excited, and those are like the most positive. It's strange to say that fear can be positive too, because it can be.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how did you, when was it, because we all remember, when was like when you kind of just made that decision to like, just, this is what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to control this now, this is my life, this is where I'm going to pursue now?
See, what exactly? I would say when you've tried it the other way, when you realize even though like you just can't, the moment when I tried to go back to the so-called safety net, because I had been working, doing that 9 to 5.
Since 16,
since
you've
16.
been doing it, yeah.
I've been working and doing it since I was, like I never not had a job, and I think where I was like, you know what, this is not, I didn't want it, it didn't want me either.
Yeah.
And I felt that, like I would kind of force that safety net, like, okay, let me just try to come back over here just in case, and knowing I'm like, it's not going to work, like that in the back of your mind is like, it's a calm voice. It's like, okay, this, it's not working.
It's like magnets and they're opposite. They're just pushing each other away, and that's and you finally was like, wait, girl, think like, hello, this is what's going on.
Like for me, like God was saying no. Like when I finally listened, and I'm just like, He's just telling you no. That's what that's when it like sunk into me. Like you're force feeding it, and it's like this is not this direction. It's okay. You don't know what direction, but know what it's not. That's very good too.
Yes. No, that's true, because that's where we contemplate a lot with, we're like, okay, there's a moment like for me, for my, I guess where I worked in the medical field, it felt my comfort zone, you know, because you're just like, I know this craft, and I know the job's there, and the security, and that's what kind of just pushes you there, even though you don't want to go there. But it gets to a point where you're just like, this isn't working anymore. Like, I physically and mentally cannot do this anymore.
And that's where it's scary, but it's so relieving. It's like a release, like you breathing, like, oh, I have no idea where I'm going next, but I am so relieved.
It felt great, right?
Yeah.
It felt amazing. Like, you woke up one day and you're just like, okay, so this is how it feels. Yeah. Like, this is great. Like, I get to control what I get to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And and it comes to a place where you've been through it, because at first it's extremely scary.
Yeah.
You feel good, and then it comes to like, okay, now what? There's that part that does come like later on, and then I guess after so many times of you stepping out on faith that you look back on, you're like, I've been here before. It's just same shit, different toilet, basically.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm
That's
calm.
a great way to say it. Same shit, but different toilet.
Yeah. And you have a calm, like, okay, well, I got through all that. Why would all of a sudden things never work out when they always do?
It's just like, when we're getting into something new, we just kind of doubt ourselves. Just like when the minute we're going to take that leap of faith, of like change our whole life, it's, again, a new change. But once we're kind of like, okay, this is okay, I know what I'm going to expect, so let's go forward.
Right. And it's like, that's that pep talk I tell myself, because I'm just like, okay, talk to yourself
practically. Aren't we constantly pep talking?
We have to.
Aren't we always doing that?
It's a battlefield. Like your mind, there's a book called Battlefield of the Mind, and was it by Joyce? I forgot her name, but it's a really good book, and it's just it's a constant battle. So understand that it is a fight going on. So when you have to tell your stuff like that, that's natural. That is so natural, and there's nothing wrong with you if you need to,
That's the thing. Nobody tells us that there's nothing wrong.
Feeling
us just going back and forth.
Yeah.
Because nobody's really, there's a book about it, but nobody really, like, talks about it. Yeah. That's why we're here.
We were taught to kind of suck it up back in the days.
Yes.
Take a nap.
Yes.
Go lay down. I don't know, fix your face.
Thank you for saying that, because that is one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Is because we really don't, we hear women, or anybody, women, men, doesn't matter what they're doing, the success that they're at, and they're like, I started from here, and I'm now here. But we never really talk about, like, no, the moment that you made that decision to go there, and then that fight and battle that's going through your head, because we all go through it.
Right.
Especially as women, we're thinking 100 different things all the time. So we're just adding this one on top. So we're just like,
it's like,
okay.
I'm kind of overwhelmed here. I need to quiet my mind. And whatever side of your brain you give more power to, that's going to be the consuming one.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, I say feed your focus, starve your distractions. That's the stuff. I mean, it wasn't, I didn't actually saw it before they started making memes about it. I forgot who I heard it from. But, feed your focus, starve your distraction. When I find myself in analysis paralysis, where you've had a million things to do, it's been 10 hours and all you do is lay down.
So but you know what? We need that.
Yeah.
There are moments where I literally will lay in bed and just be like, I'm just going to get on TikTok, because that's something that's going to make me stop thinking what I'm thinking. So I can just be like, all right, cool. Like, my brain needs to shut down right now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for rest. If you know how much I sleep, you'd be like, girl, are you narcoleptic? I'm like, no, I just love my naps.
No, you just need to.
But it's, where I think you're paralyzed by the things you think about. Nothing wrong. Yeah, rest is a definite. You must, that sleep when you're dead mantra, you can keep that. That not sleep will kill you. So you can hold that. But yeah, it's definitely where I just overthink something to a point where you just don't do anything. I'm like, Veronica, just do one thing. If you want it, the bare minimum, it can be the easiest thing.
So after having to make that decision and just going forward with what you're doing now, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, I still feel positive and negative thoughts. I still feel
good you say that,
yeah,
because I feel the same way too about it.
Way.
Yeah.
And it's something that honestly for a lot of people, especially in the entertainment industry, say F it, but they don't really F it. They just say it and take a break and then go back, and it keeps going. So I can imagine those who depend on, because you're at the whim, you're gig to gig.
Yeah.
You know, and I said F it with acting at a point, and that's when I booked, my first commercial and then another commercial, and I was like, oh, okay, and I was like, dude, I paid like my rent for like half a year, off these things, and now I was gonna quit. I was just gonna say, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, you kind of just said fuck it.
Fuck it. I like, because when you start like, feels like you're swimming upstream. You're like, I can't swing my arms anymore. So.
Yeah, there's a moment where you feel defeated.
Yeah, it just knocks you out. So,
yeah. But did you ever thought that those moments that you feel defeated, it's more of a reset?
You know what? That's a good way to look at it, because when I need to quit something, even if it's something I'm depending on financially or something where I can't do this job anymore, I can't do X, Y, and Z anymore, and I just kind of throw up my hands. And I'm not a quitter per se. I'm actually quite hard-headed to where even the door is shut, I will bang on it, even though the door behind you is wide open. Like, no, turn this way. The reason why that door is shut, because I need you to redirect.
Yeah.
I will still, like, well, maybe if I use a bobby pin and pick the lock. I'm that type of, like, chick. Like, no, there's a reason why. And then that moment where I'm just like, I'm too tired. I can't keep knocking on this door.
Yeah.
That's when, like, okay, now you're resting. You can see, you can hear. And then there's blessings that come in that moment where it's like you feel like I have nowhere to go now. Like, what do I do? And then something appears. It happens all the time, but you forget every time.
Yes.
when it happens.
Yes.
So that's happened to me. I've been really blessed this past year, and I got a call from my agent. They're like, oh, they want to renew your commercial. So they want to run it again. I'm just like,
oh, nice.
Thank God.
You're just like, yes.
Right around the first, too. I'm just like, God is good.
You're like, rent's around the corner.
I'm just like, oh, thank God. Cool, man.
Yeah, that's how I always seen, like, the moments that you feel like you're just getting in a dark place. Mm-hmm. And that's where I came about with thinking, okay, my body needs to reset. That means I need to let go of this right now temporarily and just reset and get back on it.
Yeah.
And that's how it feels to me all the time. But that's good that that's actually happening. Like, your commercial's coming up again, and
it's great how that worked out. Because I think I was starting off at voiceover, and that's all they repped me for.
Yeah, I saw that you did. I was just like, oh, how interesting. Because I saw the type of voices you were doing, and the first thing I went to was the animation, like the anime. So I was like, I gotta see how she sounds anime.
Oh, thank you.
That was really cool.
I like it. It's and then I think once they saw I booked a commercial, because it was a SAG commercial. They had to contact my agent for negotiation stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, so we'll sign you up as commercial representation. I'm like, I bet you will, huh? So that's happening, and I'm used to that, because you can go on a lot of auditions. People go through a lot, and I didn't. I actually wanted more auditions. I'm like, you know how the ratio works. You book like one commercial per every 50 auditions,
Yeah, that's true.
And that stuff. But it worked out, actually. So he's like, get more headshots. So there's things I still work on. They're like, okay, you want to step up your stuff? I need you to be union, not just eligible anymore. I'm like, okay.
Those are other new territories that you have to go and jump in.
Yeah, it's like we need more variety with your headshots. Like there's things that you can continue to improve upon. Even though I found success with headshots, I took with a cell phone.
No way.
Yep.
So those I seen is the ones that you took in the cell phone. Those look good.
Man,
yeah.
The iPhone, I think 11 was out.
They're with the new camera,
depth and field and all that. I'm just like.
Yeah, because I was looking at your headshots, and that's what I do. I do a lot of headshots, and I'm just like, those look really good.
Yeah, I was just like, well, I need something now.
You did a good job.
Thank you. My the one where I was like, I contacted my theater department of my agent. I was just like, well, you might as well just rep me for theater since I'm commercial and voiceover with you guys. He was like, to be honest with you, like this is the one who told me to go union because we go for the bigger parts, so we can't just put you on. No. And I was like, and get better headshots. These look like you spent $200-$300 on it. I was like, really? I mean, and I was like, nice. If he'd have known, like, he was like it was just your phone. That.
I'm like, people, you still need a photographer, so I just want you to know.
You know, like,
it's all on the cell phone. That's just temporary.
That's just temporary. I didn't tell him that.
No,
he was
they
like,
look great.
Yeah, he was like,
what did you do?
Did it? I just used like
just lighting
settings.
And then just
definitely natural lighting out on my patio and stuff, and I'm just like.
And then you just kind of like just checked.
I looked at. Yeah, I compared it to like some like the best photographers. I'm just like, okay, the highlights are here, this person's here, so whatever I can't get on the settings of the camera, I'll do it in post. So.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that whole graphic degree and stuff.
Yeah, with all these filters and all these things that you can pretty much get it there. Yeah.
Get it done like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
fun. Yeah. See, for me, like, my bread and butter is more like engagement and weddings because those are the ones that give you more money. Mm-hmm. Headshots are awesome, but nowadays with all the filters and stuff, you can pretty much do it with your phone. Yeah, unless it's a specific thing that you're looking for that you actually need a photographer, then that's when it comes to play. Yeah. But that's pretty cool how you could do it with your phone because there's in the future, I want to have a class where I can be like, you can use your phone. Yeah. And we can use all these different apps,
They have these, like, I was looking at, just in case, I'm like, I wonder, because I do want to try it again to see, like, with my new headshots, because I was like, okay, I'm going to, pay $500, they'll do hair and makeup, that's fine. But I'm like, you know what? See what you can get away with if you have your own.
You know what you want to try? Mm-hmm. And I'm not sponsored by them, but I use them because it's pretty, like, when I have to do something really quick and just edit something really fast, Be Funky.
Be Funky.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I remember I remember them back in the day. You see those crazy filters.
Yeah, if you go in there, you're going to like it. It's so friendly user. Like, for me, I just go in there if I have to, like, bust out something really quickly. So I go in there, I'm like, and then after, I'm just like, all right, cool. But if you're doing it from your phone and you want a little extra, I would say it's free. But if the premium, of course, you have to pay for it. But majority, it is free. Mm-hmm. So just try that out. That's pretty cool.
Oh, try that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can, like, totally, like, make your photos look really good.
Really. Like, I'm trying to make it look studio-ish. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try, because I got the equipment. And I got the different box, like, reflective lights. As long as you have good
lighting. That's the one key I tell people. Like, even if you have, doesn't matter what camera you have, just have really good lighting. Because that's what it is. And then just put up, like, 10 pounds of makeup on.
Yeah. That's it. And you're good. I'm getting, like, stand-up reflective light things. And those make your, like, the way that bounces off your face. I know I'm going off trail. But the way it bounces off your face, I'm just like, that's freaking amazing. Yeah. The lighting. Yeah. That's what it is.
I mean, that is. You're not going off anything. This is what we want to talk about because it's what people want to listen to.
Oh yeah,
there's so many people out there trying to like start off what they're doing, and guess what? They don't have that finances to go and do photography and stuff. They gotta like, how do I do this?
Yeah, they gotta like make it work. And I've seen some of the most brilliant art under this. What they call it, like almost guerrilla style.
Oh yeah,
type of stuff.
It's true.
And it's like, you know what, you can make a whole freaking film. I went to a place that was screening films. One of my friends' film was in this festival thing. I think it's Indie Night with Robbie Reed, and these this action packed looking film looked professional. At least something that would stream on Netflix. Like, oh, we did it with an iPad. I'm just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, we just filtered it up.
Yep.
Not overly so, but enough to give you that gritty type of feel where it was on purpose, and like I could see this,
You know what it is?
It's crazy.
It's what platform you use to clean it up,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it is. Like, I talked to Anthony Ortiz is the one who's producing and directing this. Hello. So, and he's like, yesterday he was editing this video, and I'm like, how is it? Because it wasn't like, oh my God, Oscar winning or anything like that. But he's just like, if you put time, like right now they're trying to do it as fast as possible because there's like an entry to submit it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, if you put time into it and really like work with something like this, it's like, it's going to look good. Like, it's going to look amazing. And it's true. Like, something with the iPad, it's going to look great.
Good. Yeah, as long as the key thing also, I don't care how good your film is, please have that sound right.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. He says, like, sound is really important. I'm like, sound is really important.
And I was like, I couldn't, because I remember watching another film, and I'm just like, I cannot even look at this without hearing.
Oh my gosh. So we went to, it's called the 48-Hour Film Festival. Uh-huh. So we went, and we were part of a film that we end up doing, helping out. And as we're sitting down in the theater and they're going through each one, there's ones that are like just like all of a sudden it just pops super loud, and we're just like, oh my God. Like, we're just like, it's not supposed to be a scary film or anything. And we're just like, whoa, it's really loud. Like, oh my God, what happened to the audio here? Like, oh, sound is like, that's the day when I was just like, sound is really important.
Oh yeah. It was like, you'll know, like the general public knows, like when they hear that, they're like, I don't care what you do, just please don't hurt this and make this cringe and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, as far as me, and that's when I had like produced like my own sketch, and that's when I was using really quality people for like a sketch. Yeah. And I was like, how did I spend $1,000 on a freaking sketch? And I was just like, I'm not doing that anymore, but not for sketches. No. My short films that I wrote, yes, that's where I will shell out for quality. But yeah, nowadays, it's the content. Yeah. That's funny. Like, the people don't really care, for the most part, let's say, at least on social media, about that high res quality. Like, I want, if it's funny or entertaining, like that kind of thing. But yeah, those things where people bypass some of the quality, not saying you should, but if that's all you have, there's all you can do, just make sure your content is good, you know? And when you're starting out, you're not supposed to be good when you're just starting out. Some of you guys are, but understand that's how you're supposed to look back years from now and be like, ew. That's how it's supposed to work. It is. Like, I cringe when I look at my first stand-up at Flappers. So I'm just like, whew, that crowd was so friendly. I was like, girl, shut up. What are you talking about?
But that's true. That's what makes you better, is when you reflect back to what what you did in the past, and you're just like, all right, that's not going to happen. I mean, it's great that it happened. The growth. I can learn. So
it's cringy, but you respect how much you've grown. You're like, I have really grown.
No, it's true.
Take that moment.
I go back and see the photos I've done in the beginning, and I'm just like, wow, I got like so much better, like way better. Where people think that I've been doing this for years, and I was just like, no, it's just barely a year this August that passed. So
and that's dope. And like you got an eye, like when you have the eye and the talent and you hone it, it's like, because people thought I was doing, like, to your story, where I was doing stand-up for the first time. They're like, oh yeah, how long you been doing it? Like 2-3 years. I'm like, 2-3 months.
You're like, no, just
actually 6
take
weeks
out
ago.
the years and just put them in.
But it felt good to hear that people think that
because you're a natural.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a natural thing.
Even I felt so unnatural on stage, and
you don't. People don't see that.
Yeah.
You know, it's so weird to talk about that, because as artists that we are, we feel this, that we're like impersonating, or we're just make it until you fake it, or fake it till you make it. And then when people kind of resonate back to you, be like, oh my God, that was amazing, like you were such a like, oh, how long have you been doing this? For a long time. And you're just like, well, it was just like,
yeah,
thank you. And then you're just like, you're trying to fight those like negative and pushing those good positive that the people are just telling you. You're just like, well,
take the compliment.
yeah, like, that's good. Like, shut up. It's good. You lay back and you're just like rethinking what they're saying and just like, yeah, like don't be negative. Yes. that's a fight, right? That's a fight for
I always have a conversation with myself. That's how I get my best material. Like conversations, even with friends who are nowhere near comedy. Like one of my best friends, she's a dancer in New York, and we have some of the funniest conversations where I'm like, girl, I need to record this or at least write some notes down. Like I would tell you if I'm doing that.
So you're on the phone and you're just like, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, say that one more time.
Yeah. I'm just
you're
like,
writing it down.
Or I can just say a few words like West Side Muncher. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's hilarious. I remember that. I would remember what it means.
That's what it is. A lot of comedics are due to like what they surrounding with their life. Like when we were talking on the phone, I was telling you like I don't like Chewbacca. I don't like drinking Chewbacca. Like that's nasty.
And the fact you call a drink Chewbacca, like tell why you call it Chewbacca.
Because I couldn't. That's the thing how I remember it, but it's what is it called again?
Kombucha.
Kombucha, there we go. And I forget it's kombucha, so I just think of Chewbacca.
Oh, like, you know what I mean.
You know what I mean, like
yeah.
Like if I say Chewbacca, I was like, it sounds like Chewbacca.
And I didn't know what you meant. I was like, how did I know that?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, yeah, that drink is not
I was like,
that
she
great.
must mean kombucha. Maybe because I've been around my mom a lot, and she says the complete opposite of a word. She'd be like...
No, I can literally say that to someone else, and they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Chewbacca drink, yeah.
Right. It's like, oh, who's that rapper Post Office? You mean Post Malone?
Post
I was like, I think you mean Post Malone. I think it's a fun game. I'm just like...
It is. Think about it like Bad Bunny. It's like, what was that with the rabbit, the bunny? But it's like bad? I was like, you mean Bad Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
That. Oh, yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Or like, who is it that artist that is it Weekdays? Or is it the
Weekend?
The Weekend? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
that's like the Weekend.
It's like the holiday. Labor Day. What's his name?
What's his name? La Holiday.
Yeah. 4th of July. Something like that.
Something.
Barbecue.
You're like, you mean the weekend?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it is Labor Day coming up. Well, I mean, not when we shoot this. I mean, when you guys see this, but
yeah, it'll be passed by that. It'll be like October, but
Hot-tober. I'm already seeing Halloween stuff.
How are you? Yeah, it's been happening a lot.
I think Christmas will be in about a week.
We're gonna see Christmas I saw the Halloween. I was like, damn, I need to stock up because it's gonna be all gone. They've been like, because once all that gone, then it's like November Thanksgiving stuff, and in October it's gonna be all Christmas stuff, and it's like Halloween, but there's Christmas stuff already out. I'm like, who the heck is doing this?
Ooh, there's like
who made a decision? Who in the higher chain said, okay, so like we're gonna do this? How about we like take out like Halloween in July? So people can start buying it.
'Tis the season, and it's July 5th. I'm just like, what?
You're like, 4th of July 5th, Halloween stuff.
I'm just like, all right, get your money. And somebody really buying it
it's not
early?
even cheap or anything. It's like, I go to the Dollar Tree either way, even though it's $1.25. So.
I think that's manipulation.
I literally now I count like, okay, $5 with a quarter each. Okay, it's like $2. It's like 1, 2, 4. Okay, it's like $4. It's like $6.75 or something like that.
Stuff is getting so high. Where the Dollar Tree is like, look, we can't pull this off.
Well, they have $5 things now.
At the Dollar Tree, or the Dollar?
The Dollar Tree.
Oh.
The Dollar Tree has a section where it's like $5
Bulk.
for this or $3 for this.
Really? Oh, they're turning it to try to be Dollar General.
Where the 99-cent store, there ain't no 99-cent store anymore.
It isn't? I haven't been in one in a long time.
No, it's not.
What is it now?
No, it's 99-cent store, but everything is marked up differently.
Oh.
Yeah.
The world, I don't know, will come to an end. Oh, the apocalypse. But yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the thing I want to end off with is, what are you doing now? Like, what do you want people to know what you're doing now?
What I'm doing now is I'm still in pursuit of getting my short film produced. I actually have 2 short films. I'm working on getting produced right now. I'll be performing at the Laugh Factory.
Nice.
September 25th.
Where, the Long Beach or?
Out in Hollywood.
In Hollywood?
In
Nice.
Hollywood.
You have to let me know.
Yeah,
I definitely want to go and shout out and be like, "You crazy bitch!" You're like, Who's that?
I was like, oh man. I was like, God, no time. I gotta keep going. But that'll be happening this month. So
Nice.
I'm pretty excited about that because that's the one everybody wants to come to.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just like, okay, cool. People actually will show up. So
yeah.
It'll be
I've been to so many of them. Ice House and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Ice House. I think that shut down. I used to perform there. But yeah, those things I'm doing right now.
Nice.
And then next thing I know, hopefully I'll either be in a festival or in a writer's program this time next year.
So, well, just letting you know, like, Mr. Director over here, he's a curator for a film festival for next year.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be good for
Cool.
you to talk to him on the side.
produced.
We'll talk on the side.
That sounds good. So I'm just they call it artistically kicking the can down the road. So
Sounds like you're doing a lot, which is amazing.
yeah, I'm just trying to still, like I said, I'm still doing my acting, my own creating. That's where my big love is the creation part.
Yes.
The creating, and I can act in it or I don't have to.
Yes.
You know, because as long as I see it come alive, that's what I really want to
Yes.
do, and continue to make people laugh.
You're taking control.
I'm taking control. And that's what I want.
And it's
like,
your life, and you do it, and
it's worth it. It's worth the cost.
It is.
It's so worth the cost.
It is.
And it's a higher price than, but you're sacrificing either way. Whether if you're an actor, if you find an act, that's all you want to do, that's fine.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, Veronica, you have your own words. You're blunt. You know, you talk ish like people if they start with you. But if you know, I'm a kind-hearted person. All I'm saying is I'm just built to like say it how it is, and it's like this has to be used.
You
for
have
something.
all of this inside of you. You just gotta let it out there.
Out.
In your own creative way. And the fun part about the creating part, you do it the way you wanted to do it, and nobody tells you
that's addicting
how to do it.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. It's addicting. It's amazing. It's great. It's like, give me more. Give me more.
I never thought I would love stress on a production day.
Thank you for saying that. Because not a lot of people know is that you are stressed.
You are stressed. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what do? You love it.
You love it. And I'm just like, God, this is that adrenaline. I'm like, oh yeah, give me more of that stress. Not the other stress, the bill stress, all that kind of, I don't want that. I want the other, like, artistic stress. That's sexy.
Well, that's really good that you're doing a lot of stuff right now, and that's empowering.
Yeah, so I just say keep going.
Yeah.
Even when you want to quit, acknowledge your feelings. It's fine, and we don't all have it figured out. I'm still figuring it out. Say
it loudly, because that's what everyone needs to hear.
Figuring it out, and whatever people see on the outside, on Instagram, you know, some of my friends are really pumping up my life. Like, girl, you travel to New York, you perform in New York, and you got these commercials all over the place, and then I'm just like, it's okay, it's good.
But reality, it's not like that. Like, in reality, you're just like...
I don't take pictures of me, like, crying. I don't take pictures of me, like, stressing out over, you know, different things. I don't share that on Instagram. That's not cute. But some people, you know...
Some people do that, but
yeah. People do,
I was like, no shame on that.
No shame on that.
But like, that's not where you're taking this. So,
so I do want to be real with people. I do want to make them laugh. I do want to encourage them. I kind of want to give them, like, a whole package. Like, hey, I'll keep it real with you. I don't have to show you every single thing, but my life is far from perfect, and I don't let you know that, but you can still be triumphant and be great.
Yes.
As you are.
Yes.
With what you have.
And that's what I want people to know about this, is that we all go through that same struggle. Yeah. You know, we just have different paths and different stories about it, but in the same day, we're kind of feeling the same thing. Yeah.
And, you know, being a woman, and it does look very powerful because we have to be.
Yes.
A lot of times, especially in different fields.
We have to. That's the word, have to be. We have to be. Yeah. Yeah, because guess what happens if you're not?
Right. And it's like, I see why some women need to be a bitch. Like bitch switches. Like you compartmentalize bitch moments, not an unnecessary bitch.
No.
I'm talking about the bitch that's necessary.
Yeah.
Within. necessary bitch
I
within
want to
you.
say that it's not being like a bitch. It's what I've been telling people. It's saying no.
Say no.
No.
Yeah, treat people how to treat you. Like teach people how to treat you.
Yeah.
And I've had to do that, especially in stand-up comedy, where I'm just like, oh, because honestly, I never had as much interaction with men to a point where I hear things and the women talk about it, and then when I was stepped into the world of those areas where I'm just like, oh,
yeah,
damn,
yeah,
this is like, I see why you had to cuss out somebody the other week. I see why you had to like.
But we're shunned differently. We're shunned to a different. It sucks though because we're called a bitch.
Yeah.
But if a man does it, it's sort of like he's taking control.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
it's stern.
Like, no, we're taking control too. So don't call us a bitch about it. Like, we're just, letting you know that this is how it's gonna go.
Right, like you know I'm a human being first, right?
Yeah.
And okay, it's like, let me help you out. Imagine me with a penis. Now, how would you talk with me? Sometimes you got to break it down.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's like,
but it's the same. What I love about it is that when you are in a community with women, like. And we all talk about this thing, there's just such a high respect with all of us that we can actually communicate. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, so hopefully one day, like, because I they got their problems, but the bro code is tight. It's
very tight in this industry.
It's very tight.
We must make a woman.
We gotta mimic
the men.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
We got to. So I'm just like, man, we need like, because I heard about girl code, but I was like, we gotta tighten that belt a little bit more. We can do it. We can tighten the belt more on that.
We can.
And I think that'll be good, because as a woman now you gotta look at both sides too, because I'm just like, there is definitely a sisterhood. It's a handpicked one. It's a handpicked one.
It is.
And that's okay. That goes for who you surround yourself with in general, and especially with women, because like I need someone who I can look at and relate to, and stuff like that, and that could be part of my sisterhood. I don't have to know all these women, because they could be just as vindictive and hard on me as the men.
Yeah. So the truth is, women are. Yeah, we can be a bitch.
Give me a bitch, and we can see, and good thing we can sense that, because our intuition is not just for men.
No.
It's for other women, where we see things that other men don't see. I'm just like, I'm telling you, it's just something not right with this. They're like, what do you mean? She's nice. I'm like, listen to, okay.
I gotta send you this. There's like this video I saw these women singing, and it made me, last night I was just like, that was intense. Like, I felt that was the call of the women or something like that was a call. I have to send it to you.
Oh,
and you're just going to be like, whoa. But wrapping up to the thing, in the end, when you made that decision and you're just like, you know what, this is where I'm going to go forward, you want to say that it's a good thing that you stepped in, that you kind of took the leap, took control, and now you're like, not way better or anything like that, but you're in a position where you're like, I love what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I can honestly say I love what I'm doing. I love what I'm going after. That's one thing that, it's just going after it and not just dropping it, because you've dropped it before and that doesn't work. You keep coming back. So so just also be happy with the process, because they said the journey is a destination instead of you only wait for that moment. And when you do have that moment and you're like, I'm surrounded, I only looked up to this one thing. Yeah. And I like, if I did it, then it's like, what's left?
Yeah, true.
So it's good to appreciate the journey and just be glad that you have a passion that you're pursuing, even while you're working your 9 to 5, 2 to 4, whatever shift or whatever you're doing. It feels good to have something, a goal. Yes. I'm like, you're using your job as the bank to fund your purpose.
Yes. And it's okay.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, that goes with every business. Business, you can't even cut yourself a profit for a certain amount of years for, like, running certain businesses.
Yes.
And stuff like that. So, if they can do that, and we're giving something that people literally pay for, like, we're giving art to the world, like, for enjoyment. People leave their jobs wanting escapism. And what if you didn't have that?
I mean, what do we do when we want to watch something? We go to the theater.
What do? Like,
we're watching something, we're getting away from everything else, and just going deep into the movie and getting away from everything else. Right. And that's what it is. Yeah. That's what art is.
We're giving other people purpose, honestly.
That's true.
We're giving them, I use, escapism through entertainment as well.
Yeah.
Whether doing it or watching it. I'm like, thank you. What if you weren't on? What if you weren't here?
That's for me for RuPaul. So
thank
funny.
you, RuPaul.
Ooh, sometimes I'm just like, thank you, RuPaul. I needed to watch this.
What if you weren't here, RuPaul?
That's true. That's what you were just saying. I was like, my go-to, like, make me feel better. Yeah. I actually watched that.
There you go. Yeah. I will binge watch a show I've seen 5 times because it's familiar and I'm like, it gives me, a feeling of comfort and knowing and, that type of feeling or whatever your guilty pleasure or innocent pleasure is in between. Do that and thank God it's there. And for those of people who may not understand but they rely on you to exist, it's funny. You don't have to understand, but like some people still don't respect still to like artists, but you are up our asses when needing us for escapism, but then you're gonna turn around and try to
like flip the script
and I was like, wait a minute, you need me.
Like, what happened to this?
Yeah. You just enjoying me like the other night. Now you act like you don't know me. Like, all right, cool. The one night stand, I guess. But
should we do that for like actors and directors? Like, that was this just a one night stand?
Oh,
did you just do this?
You just laughed
and just left.
Oh, okay.
You ghosted me.
And now you don't know me. Okay, it's cool. It's fine. I'll just change the channel next time. Don't watch me.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's like off.
Yeah, but
for some power button.
Yeah, I'm happy with.
I'm happy. I'm happy that you're happy.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good because it's like these stories are like empowering, and I want other women to hear about this. Yeah. They're not alone. Our thoughts of our feelings are mutual.
Yeah, I've fear of failure, fear of success, fear of. I have a hard time depending on people. Like, I'd rather do it the hard way sometimes. I just barely started being able to ask for help in my 30s. It just took me forever. It's like, no, I got it. No, it's okay. I can.
Oh.
It's like, because somebody, side note, like one comedian, she does tarot readings. And I called in her podcast, and she pulls a card for you. She's like, you're a person that says she wants something and goes after it. But you need people. And like, she read me to filth. I was just like, not in a bad way, but it was like literally, she was like, I see you in the throne. I see you with this like fire stick or something like that. She's like, you're someone that says, if you want something, I'm going to get it. I'm going to go after it. But you need people, Veronica. You need people. I'm just like, yeah, you're right. That was something I'm working on.
But a lot of women are like that. A lot of women have that mentality where we're like, no, I can do this.
Yeah.
And it's hard to ask for help because it's not that we're prideful. Yeah. It's the fact that sometimes we don't want to obligate someone else to do these things, because how far you'll push yourself to get there, but you don't know how far if they're going to join in with you.
Yeah.
And it's that part where just like, okay, like, should I not, or
fear of rejection.
It's a fear of rejection, and also like sometimes you just don't want the other person to feel overwhelmed either, so we cater to that.
It's like, am I bothering you? That type of thing. That kind of thing that you kind of indoctrinate. You're just like, okay, don't be so bothersome. Don't shake up society. Like, it's just a question.
And sometimes we're very like, for me, I'm very meticulous. Like, sometimes I just want to do it the way I want to do it, and someone else is not gonna like see my vision. Like, I rather just take it myself. That's being very head hard in regards of all that stuff, and that's what we have to learn to, like, okay, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, like, go down a little bit and ask for help,
right,
we have to humble ourselves and understand that too.
Make room for people,
we have to,
in
this industry we have to,
you really do. And I understand that meticulousness where I'm just like, I'm very meticulous. Like, that's okay. There's other people who have help who are meticulous too.
Yeah, exactly.
And they work just fine. I respect their position and respect mine.
Exactly.
And it's okay. You don't have to be. I say the exact right things all the time because I don't want to piss off the people helping me.
True.
I'm respectful, but it's like, Veronica, it's okay. Just be human. and it's okay. Like they understand. I've seen, different sets where it's not all hunky dory, but they get it done. They're just tired. They're just like, and they're happy after they're done, and it's fine. You don't have to be. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be. You can be far from. You probably don't even know what the hell you're doing. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Sometimes you're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it, and I'll learn.
That's awesome. You're doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
And that's okay. It's okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really happy to have you here. This was
thank
amazing.
You. Thank you for letting me ramble.
No, this is what I wanted. I wanted people to sit down, and like you said, you're like, this is the most comfortable like podcast, YouTube thing that I've ever done, and I'm like, yeah, I just want people to be comfortable and just eat and just talk, and that's it. Yeah. Like even take off your shoes and just put your feet up and just be like, okay.
Like, okay, cool, yeah, that's really dope. But yeah, thank you for having me and stuff. And
you're like the first one, so it's awesome.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Oh, thank you. I popped your chair or somebody's chair.
It was my chair.
It was yours. Okay, I'm sorry.
It was my chair.
It's like I popped somebody's chair.
Mine. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. As long as I was gentle.
It was amazing.
Sorry, Anthony. But,
sorry, man. Sorry.
Sorry, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, no, I want to come over for dinner, so I'm just playing.
So it's like, yeah.
No, but this is great. I really like it.
Yeah. And if anybody, we're definitely going to have links.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
To Veronica's webpage, I believe.
Yeah. I have my Instagram is Veronica A. Brown. If you look up Veronica A. Brown, all my socials will pop up, and I'll have a link either to my link tree or straight to that social will take you to my TikTok. So link tree makes sense. You'll see it.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate everything.